Yes, welcome back. Now the second session. The first session we completed and the last topic where we learned about the different domains of the brain, where we spoke about the left and right, where we saw that our right part of the brain is creative, and children, those who are good at music, dance, singing or expressing, are basically their right side is very prominent, whereas the left side of your brain is critical thinking or logic, isn't it? So those who have, so now, but art education speaks about the combination, collaboration of both your thinking plus with art and culture, and there will be no domain as such. The education will be child-centric. Let it be a left or a right domain. So, now next. The next important feature of this art integration is art and culture. This is what basically we are focusing upon. So what is this is here, it is to combine the knowledge with your culture, which is really very important. We talk about England, we talk about America, but our children, very sorry to say, here in this present scenario also, if you go to the class, as being a social science teacher, very sorry, they don't know all 29 states' location on the map with their capitals. And I think teachers will not deny, because we have never thought of. They know where is on the Europe map. If we talk about, they can show you England, they can show you US. But in India map, if you talk about where is Tripura and what is the capital, the answer you all know. They cannot show you Tripura and they cannot tell you the capital of Tripura. What is the speciality? They can't speak about the Hornbill Festival. Tripura का ही है ना? उनको नहीं मालूम है why this Hornbill Festival is celebrated in Tripura. What is the speciality of those seven sisters? What are Mizo tribes? ये tribes जो है सारे तो एक जैसे लगते हैं, but how do you make a differentiate? You know, these tribal people, they have some tattoos on their body. These tattoos are basically उनका identification mark. The weaving style of the shawl which they wear, that shows the particular tribe they belongs to. Otherwise, अगर हमारे जैसे लोगों को कोई बोले तो they are tribe. But tribes also have their differentiations, isn't it? So all these things too has to be collaborated with the education, where we have to focus more into the integration of the states, culture, heritage, and obviously if our culture, our heritage flourishes, because anyhow, if we take out the history, we were the first civilization. Harappan civilization, we call it as the first civilization. So on the history has proved that we were the first civilized people on the earth. We were the people who have invented zero. We have given them zero, so that values of max has increased. So where all those things have gone? Because yes, road method up to the mark, ठीक है. If we continue with that same road method where we are just making children mug up things, write some exam, as sir said, bribing cannot achieve your education. Shields, gold medals, merit lists, yes, it's a big part, but that can, through that only you can bring out the changes in the education and you say your child is educated. No, somewhere he has to be creative when we want to place our children in the global market. Here we are not talking about India. We want our children to be placed in global market. And touch wood, or because I can say proudly today, if you open it, all major posts, if you speak about Google, all chairpersons, CEOs, somewhere the roots are India, isn't it? So somewhere we have to be very proud, and to maintain that dignity, some changes has to be done. Yes, I know it is very difficult because again the time foundation is there. हम इतना कैसे करेंगे? As a teacher, मेरे दिमाग में भी आता है. But NEP or art integration, as I told you, never ask you to keep on dancing all day. Every class you go and you start singing and dancing. No, it is some other ways. This period, if you are singing or dancing, let other period you make children dance. You throw them a topic and say, oh, this is the topic of the day, and this group will do something. We already do it in the higher classes in the form of seminars. When we give them project, we ask them to bring PPTs on different topics. So now things has to come to the ground level also, primary level also. Here, the pre-primary does not mean coming, learning alphabets, reading something and they over. No, they have to. And here we have a beautiful, a presentation from our pre-primary teacher Rashmi ma'am, where she will show how she has used this art into the teaching. Subtraction. She is going to teach you subtraction and just cooperate with you, and here you are a UKG child. So how is she going to deal with those pre-primary child and teaching subtraction there? So Rashmi ma'am, please. In a class when the teacher was teaching them some maths problem, addition or subtraction, and the class was, no, don't want to study today, please take us out and all that. Sometimes happens, but आज नहीं पढ़ना teacher sir कुछ और पढ़ाएंगे. But यहाँ पे जो खड़ा है वो teacher है, because कहीं ना कहीं curriculum भी है ना सर पे, we have to finish the portion. And 31st March or 31st of last day, we have to submit the report, where our in charges or principal they come and say, oh, tell me the syllabus done. So that one period means somewhere we are lacking. So the smartness of the teacher, he says, okay, chalo, we'll go out. Chalo, ask today, you pick up some pebbles. ground में लेके गया, pebbles उठाया. It was a joke which my father, or I don't know, father or maybe my uncle used to share. So they picked up some pebbles, and a big circle was drawn in the middle of the ground. Chalo, you throw one, so he threw it one in that circle. Okay, your turn. और अब उसको aim लगा के तुम दूसरा डालो. So he will try to do that. Third, तीन चार के बाद, how many total pebbles thrown here? So they said, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 4. So what exactly teacher is doing? He wanted to teach maths, but the child didn't allow, but he took it to the ground and he did what he wanted. So his curriculum is not, hurdled, and ultimately the things are achieved. But you're the fifth child. Fifth child understand, and he just murmured to the friend, whisper करके बोलता है, अरे भैया ये तो plus पढ़ा रहे हैं. This is what a small story is. So this is what somewhere we have to come out, and yes, to the level of child, with our art, with our creativity, with the time, with the framework, so that we can achieve our goals also, teaching also, with the interest of the child can be done. So very beautifully done by Rashmi ma'am, where the poem was sung. So two things has been, done. Poem, rhymings, and then addition. So integration of three things into one topic. This is what the art integration is, right? So thank you very much. So this is the manual which I was talking about. जैसे आपने बोला कि chemistry में क्या करेंगे? Physics. I will share that link. I said I'm in the group because we were not provided with any book. This was the thing which was provided as in our training, and I will share it in the group so you can go through it. See, they are explaining to everything what is art, why it is important. Let's keep on going. It is 104 pages. At the end, if you come, it is the subject wise. Each subject has been taken here, and they have told you what are the art forms you can use in those lesson plans. After this, see here you can see the local. Today also, please don't mind if we are sitting here. We all are good, but still, are we aware of all the folk dances and festivals we celebrate throughout the India? Are we aware about the popular thing of that area? Or we all know the capitals, all the rivers? No, somewhere we are lacking. This is what the integration, here you can see, they have mentioned Karnataka, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, everything. Their mineral resources, their costumes, their festivals, their agricultural production, their GDP, what is contributed there, how many, what percentage of population is into which business, are they into a tertiary sector, or they are into service sector, or they are into primary sector. So very beautifully done. Basically they are mainly focusing on your heritage also. Somewhere we are diverting from our heritage and getting up westernized. Western culture is always good. See, your taking anything is very good. But first what you have to value that. On top of that, the cherry of the cakes are always good, delicious. Yeah. So you can see, I believe class 6, do you have this poem? English. Municipal NCRT. Integration of drama, theatre with teaching English. Their objectives also, they build up a relationship. When you are picking them up, obviously it is not one-man show. Everyone has to be their teamwork. So you are teaching them social values, teamwork, communication. So आपको अलग से speaking skill, listening skill or reading skill को test करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. That particular drama only you are testing them. So the time which you are utilizing there for testing their knowledge on different skill, one drama, two things can be done. You are achieving your goal, your chapter. At the same time, you will test their communication, speaking skill up test कीजिए, listening skill, how teamwork, sports teacher can do with us teamwork, because there we show sports is all about teamwork, discipline. So this is how what they are speaking कि एक ही project के अंदर आप कैसे very odd people speak physics में क्या करें, chemistry में क्या करें. There is a manual. So anyhow, I will just share this link. You please go through it. और कहीं ना कहीं मेरे ख्याल से ये आपके लिए बहुत helpful होगा भी. See मामला है class 9. This is the fun they had. This is English first chapter. Very beautiful. This is what we are speaking here. The art you can use as a theater. You can use a dramatization. Here a child is assuming himself to be 50 or 100 years बाद में क्या होगा? There will be no school. एक कमरे में बंद होगी, एक रूम के आगे कंप्यूटर. There will be no manual. So वो imagination दिखाया गया कि आप एक हो सकता है कि 100 साल के बाद जो स्कूल जो वर्ड है उसका कॉन्सेप्ट ही खत्म हो जाए. And it was all imagination. But after this corona came, people can realize or people can link कि yes, classrooms can be shifted into your house also. And instead of a manual teacher, you can have a machine as your teacher. क्या करते थे बच्चे? यही करते थे. उनके सामने कौन था टीचर के नाम पे? कंप्यूटर. So that can be dramatized and shown to the child. So these are the different topics. I will just share it, and if interested, you can go through it. So after maths, now we will have one more maths from Dheeraj sir. Like she said subtraction. Now Dheeraj sir says how this will be or art will be included in 6, 7, 8 का topic. How you are going to integrate art when you are teaching a very difficult topic. What I believe in my experience, that is mensuration. Most of the children ना mensuration का नाम से ही बुखार आ जाता है. इतने formulas कैसे याद करने का. But what are the tricks? आर्ट को लेके आप उसको अगर याद करवाते हैं तो कितने अच्छे से याद करेंगे. Your gaze with all his weapons.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Today there is a very interesting chapter, mensuration, that we all are surrounded with different type of shapes. You all are aware of different type of shape that you see every day. Now we will discuss how we can give the name of different shape. You are here sitting in your classroom. What type of shape of this classroom? If you have a book, what type of shape of your book? If you have a water bottle, what is the shape of your water bottle? If you have to paint that, if you have to cover that, what type of paper you will take? What will be the length and width of that paper? So today we will learn all things about this one. You are aware with this shape? What is the shape of this? You all have a glass at home that is different type of object you use every day, like this one. And you can see that in the mensuration, the shape of this shape name is what? Cylinder. We can say that this is cylindrical in shape. So what can you see in this cylindrical shape? You can see the surface. This is the curved surface. This side you can see the circular. This is circular base, and another side this is vacant. If you have to make this shape using paper, what will you do? Firstly, you will take a paper like this one is a paper. This is rectangular in shape. You all are aware about the rectangle in the class 5 or 4. You all have learned what is rectangle, what is circle, what is triangle. So this is rectangle in shape. If you will fold through its width or length, you will get you can see that this now becomes circle, cylinder. This was rectangle, and now after folding from one part, either through rectangle or through width or through length, you will find this become cylinder in shape. If you will cover this one in the base side with a circle, you will get this shape. Now thing is that how will you find the area of this part? The area of this part, this is a curved surface area. This is called curved surface area, and this one is circular part. If you have to find the area of this one, we will learn how will we find area. Now firstly we will learn all about the different type of shape. Then we learn how to find area. Now you can see this is a ball. You all are aware about it. What is the name of this ball? In the mensuration we say this is sphere. This is sphere, and this had three-dimensional shape. And you all can see this is sphere. You all are aware about this type of things. You can find everywhere. Ball that you play every day. If we will cut this sphere from the middle, what we get? We will get semi. That is called hemisphere. That is called hemisphere. And now, if this is sphere, you can see that this is the curved surface area of the sphere. And now after cutting from the center, you will get hemisphere. And what will be the area? You can see that this is curved surface area and other one part is circular part. So different type of shapes. This is sphere. This is cylinder. And now as we talk about your classroom, that is cubicle in shape. If length of your classroom, this is length of your classroom, one corner you can see, this is the wall and the height, length of wall and width of wall. So there are three sides you can see in this: width, height and length. Height, length, width, all are same, looking same. Length, height and width are looking same. So this is cuboidal in shape. Now how many faces are there in cuboidal shape? So you can count these one. One face, two face, three face, four face. Four faces of wall of your classroom. And two more faces, ceiling of the classroom and the roof of your 5 and 6. So there are 6 faces in cubical shape, and all faces have equal length, equal width and equal height. That's why this face is called cube. And this type of things is called cubicle in shape. Clear? Now there are different type of classrooms. Some classrooms have different length and different width. So they are of different length. Length is different and width is less and height is different. So these you can see that there are again 6 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But length and width is different and height is also different. So what will we say this type of shapes? they are cuboidal in shape. They are cuboidal in shape. So this type of figure, this type of object is called cuboidal in shape. And now you all have seen birthday cap. You all have seen birthday cap. What is the shape of birthday cap? You can see that this is a birthday cap. You can make using paper also, and you whenever you will go to that means picture hall, you all buy popcorn. That is also given in this type of shape. So what is the shape of this? What is the name of this type of shape? So this is conical in shape. This is conical in shape. And these are faces, that means the surface area, that is this is surface of cone, and this is curved surface. This is curved surface. And we all that means learn about the different how will we find area also. And now this is your chance to tell about this shape. What type of shape is this? What type of shape is this? Yes, because length is different, width is different, and height is different. So this is cuboidal in shape. Okay? What is the shape of your water bottle? And
Mix up shape.
And you can see that if you will see only this part, this is cylindrical in shape. But we can also see the temple somewhere that had a conical, that means conical top. So there are two shapes are included in this one. One is conical, one is cubical. And also some houses have different base. So you can see that three type of shapes are included. One is cuboidal, one is cubical, and one is conical. So we can say that all things that we are surrounded with, all things that are surrounded with can be classified in different shapes. Either cuboidal, cubical, conical, cylindrical, and also conical and cylindrical, cubical and cylindrical. That means all things around you all have. That means different type of shape, and they can be named according to their shapes. So mainly we have learned about the 6 type of shapes: conical, cubical, cylindrical, cuboidal, and spherical, and also hemisphere. Clear? Okay, thank you class.
It was really wonderful. And you tell me, if these things are done in the class, do you think that the children will have a fear of mensuration as such? As I told you with my experience, mensuration is the most difficult. I believe the teachers or maths teachers will agree. Children find difficulty because you have, as sir said, they are combination of different shapes. आपने conical याद करा दिया, cubical याद करा दिया, लेकिन अब combination अगर आ गया तीनों का तो वहाँ भटक जाते हैं. So very well defined by the sir. You don't have to worry. You have the cube. You think about the cube. Then there is a cuboid. You think about the cuboid, and there is a cone. And that area you take out and add up, and you are with the area of the perimeter, whatever is the question. So this is what you have to make your things very simple to the ground level. As you're teaching, as I told you, the art integration speaks. The teaching has to be child-centric. Guru Shishya wala system khatam. Now it has to. The children are going to teach you, and if you give them an opportunity, they are going to come with the fly colors. And sometimes, as we did our experiment with a small piece of paper, you please tell me, have you before this, have you think that small piece of paper can be used in different forms? And what investment we did in this? Nothing. But yes, with this, We showed them modes of transport. Ma'am taught parts of speech. Ma'am taught how to teach alphabet. ये A for aeroplane है और उसको scramble कर दिया. B for ball हो गया. So this is what the creativity is required, and this is where our children are lacking. And once they don't understand, they start losing the interest. And this is the reason we cannot, get our graph up in the literacy. And when we are talking about global market, the survey says the way, the road method, which Mikhail says, रटो और क्लर्क बन जाओ, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं, अब वो चीज़ नहीं चलेगी. We have to come to the critical thinking teaching. We have to come to the experimental thinking. Learning by doing is very much focused, where you are not going to tell child, ये करो, ये करो, ये करो. No, ऐसा भी कर सकते the child will come and tell you. This is where you have achieved the objective of your art integration learning. So very beautifully explained by Dheeraj sir. I really thank, and this is how we can make the complex thing, break it down and make it simple and let the child serve and let him take this. And what happens then? He go home and he start doing experiment. And then he chose his parent. This is how we can take out the parallelism of the or area of a given figure, 3D figures. So very beautifully. Thank you very much, sir. So So this is what I am talking about, CBSE curriculum. It was on 19th May 2019 when the circular came, when we started talking about NEP. We had a very good session taken by Subi Madam where she spoke about what exactly NEP 20 is. In that, art integration plays a very prominent role. There says the child coming to you is not a learner, he is a doer. He will learn with doing. See, art, education, health and physical education, life skill education, value education. That's why we have that value education. As it's, the education has to be linked with your heritage, has to be linked with your culture. Okay, so this was, and then the outcomes. आपका जो NCERT की किताब आपने देखी है, प्राइमरी सेक्शन का जो बुक होता है, it is very colorful. But tell me,
to make them more attractive.
Why do you want to make them attractive? You are going to teach them. So what is the role of those colors into it? That is what? Attraction, interest. यही तो करना है. Art integration में आप मैथ्स को मैथ्स करके पढ़ाइएगा, बच्चा कभी नहीं पढ़ेगा. I gave you an example. You take them out. Who told you to teach them in the four walls of the classroom? You take them out. Teach them addition there. You show them branches. You show them trees. You can show them orbit, how the planet moves, right? And then all other subjects have something or the other outside. You can show them shapes, rectangular shape, triangular shape. अब nature से इसको connect कीजिए. This is what the Shanti Niketan Rabindranath Tagore do. He never had a school in the four walls. This is what the art integration speaks about. So one more topic here we will have from one minute. I'll just see here. So CBSE circular जो आया था उसका जो निचोड़ है, I mean to say what conclusion exactly they have is art to be taken at all stage, which does not mean you give them some colors, some pictures and ask them to paint. No, art has to be, it is arts, the difference between art and arts. So here the arts are divided into visual art and performing art. It can be a role play. For example, I remember one of the school when I went for an exhibition, very odd topic, we cannot think about. Can you think a role play on bones? But yes, and it was very effective. I can see the children standing there and bones were there. And the exhibition, the main motto of the exhibition was to teach them that ball and socket joint, movable and non-movable. So this is elbow, you can easily move it. So, and the other child, he was tied with a scale here. So he could not move. So here there the importance of, bones were shown. Ki joints, if it is not there, so how will you eat your food? So somebody else has to serve you and somebody else will serve you. In a comical way, in a very humoric way, in a dramatical way, you can show the importance, and then ball and socket joint, the sling joint, this is your hinge joint, I mean. This is the fire joint. So these are different types of joints were shown in that exhibition. Very here I have a clip of that also. I will show you. So very beautifully explained. So this is what teachers, the present 21st century children need it. And as being the educators, we have to simply chalk and talk method or simply board and talking will not serve. You give them freedom and they will come out. The projects which we give should be very fruitful. Should be something learning outcome has to become. Maybe on the sake of project we have to give something and make it get no. It has to be integrated. We all have to sit in a teamwork, decide the topic, check the objective, see the outcome, and then it has to be there and it has to be tested. That the time will come, then it will become mandatory and it has to be done. No choice. So here we have one more presentation from our Upasana ma'am. She is going to give you a very good lesson on grammar.
Good morning, children. तो कल आप लोगों को क्लास में कौन सा विषय पढ़ाया गया था? क्रिया। तो क्रिया को हमें कल हम लोगों ने पढ़ लिया था। कल तो क्रिया को कल हम लोगों ने पढ़ लिया था, हाँ ना? पर आज का हमारा विषय है काल। काल समय, काल का अर्थ है समय, काल का अर्थ है समय। तो सबसे पहले तो मैं ये बताऊंगी, कल हमने पढ़ा था कि जिस समय हम लोग काल क्रिया का मतलब है कि कुछ करना, काम करना, पर कब कर रहे हैं, कब करेंगे, कब कर लिए थे, ये तो हम नहीं जानते। पर आज हम जो पढ़ रहे हैं काल, काल का अर्थ है समय। और समय, जिस समय हम कार्य कर रहे हैं, क्रिया के करने या होने वाले समय को ही कहते हैं काल। काल और काल के तीन भेद: वर्तमान काल, भूतकाल और भविष्य काल। वर्तमान काल, वर्तमान काल यानी अभी हम आप लोगों को वर्तमान काल पढ़ा रहे हैं। वर्तमान काल पढ़ा रहे हैं, ये कार्य अभी हो रहा है। जिस समय ये कार्य हो रहा है उसे कहते हैं, अभी जो कार्य चल रहा है उसे कहते हैं वर्तमान काल। क्रिया का दूसरा भेद है, काल का दूसरा भेद है भूतकाल। भूतकाल यानी भूत, जो बीत गया है, जो बीत चुका है। तो बीते हुए समय को हम भूतकाल कहते हैं। काल का तीसरा भेद है भविष्य काल, यानी भविष्य। भविष्य में जो, भविष्य कोई नहीं जानता, पर भविष्य में क्या होगा, क्या होने वाला है, तो आने वाले समय को भविष्य काल कहते हैं। तो बच्चों, आप लोगों को काल की परिभाषा और भेद समझ में आया?
Yes. So the art form which she used here was a visual arts where she tried to a role play. Here you can include children in the class and some activities. ये पढ़ रही थी, I remember थी, यानी हो गया, गी is भविष्य करेगी, those words can be. So this is how small stories can be, build up in the class. And you remember stories में you mix them up and ask them to put in a sequence and all. So all those were activities which were designed in our school, like I'm using our era in your textbook only. Those things has to be bring up. So this is what I was talking. The primary children books you will find they are very colorful, so that it attracts them. As we go to the senior, but content is more. तो वहाँ पे ये color कम हो जाता है. तो वो color कौन fulfill करेगा? It is you and me in this form. Okay, there of course the studies become more serious, but it does not mean that we start making our children bookworms. The whole day they are with their books and they are sitting. It is art integrated where they learn things through art and it becomes very interesting. So when I am coming to that circular, the main outcome of that circular was art as a subject at all stage. It can be music, dance, art, theatre. Means यहाँ पे art का form मतलब 26 January, 15th August, annual day और sports day नहीं है. It means right from the morning assembly से शुरू करके till 7th period. Does not mean every period you have some or the other activity, but in a day at least one, which really makes your class a joyful class. Second is promote Indian heritage. As I was telling you, India is a very vast country with a lot of language, very cultures and all. Have we explored all the states? Do we know the art forms of all the states? अगर आज भी अगर मैं बात करूँ, so competitive exam के लिए हमने पढ़ लिया, कुचिपुड़ी belongs to this, Kathakali belongs to this, Mohiniyattam from the Kerala. Apart from only this is the dance form, do we have? No. We have, if I talk about Bhangra, people knows how it is from Punjab. But if I talk about Gedda, the girls, the ladies which perform Punjabi, they are the dance form of. If I say Kathak, difference between Kathak and Kathakali. These are two different dance forms. So this is what we have to draw. Kathak belongs to UP. And whereas Kathakali comes from Kerala. Kuchipudi is from Andhra. Okay. So the difference is that is Kathak, pure form, whereas Kathakali is nothing. In that form, I believe they try to show you either Ramayana or Mahabharata, especially the fight between Lord Rama and Ravana, and there they want to tell you how the wrong was suppressed and the right comes with the flying colors, right? So knowing your culture is very important, where our children are really getting out of it. So first, the art integration is integrating the art and the education and making the pillar very strong. Okay, so this is basically the outcome and a very important thing of your CBSE circular, why they are emphasizing more on this. So now next small role play will be given by Bharti ma'am, where she is going to give you a class about very important topic that nowadays children don't understand, that is nutrition. We are more into pizzas and burgers. खाने के लिए very tasty लगते हैं, but long term effect is obesity and which leads to all problems. So here, how she will in the class gives you the importance of having a balanced diet and identify the children will try to identify which food is good for you and what food gives you what. So over to Bharti ma'am.
Good morning, children.
Good morning ma'am.
So you must have brought your lunch boxes today?
Yes, ma'am.
What you have brought in your lunch boxes? As it is not allowed for you to bring junk food, so it must be something healthy in your lunch boxes, I guess.
Yes.
No? Can you please tell me what
You
you
may
have
have
brought?
naughty children in your class.
Every time there are few who has brought that Maggi and chow but mostly we bring paratha, puri, rice. So today we are going to study about the components of food. So basically food has been divided into three components, that is bodybuilding food, another one is energy giving food, and the third one is protective food. As the name suggests, bodybuilding food are the food items which builds our body. So you all are growing children and you need a lot of energy and a lot of protein in your body in order to grow. So the food which you require is maximum is the bodybuilding food. And when you talk about the protective food, so after the corona, we all have added a lot of that protective food in our diet because you need an immunity, high immunity in your body for that. So that is the protective food, and energy food, as it says by itself only, which gives you energy. So there are certain food items name I have written in here in the chits. So I'll call one of you to come forward and take out a chit, and then I'll tell you that in which food item it is belonging and its characteristics, and when you lack these food items, then what diseases you are going to. Yes, come. So the naughtiest child is coming forward. best thing which this child likes the most, that is egg. And that is which type of food? Can you tell me?
Protein.
It has protein, so protein comes under body building food. It is not an energy giving food. Rice, wheat, these things are cereals that you eat, that is the energy giving food. And the body building food is the food which is rich in protein. So egg, chicken, and for the vegetarians it's dal. These are the food items which is very much rich in protein. So protein gives you what? It repairs all the wear and tear parts of your body, and it helps the
This child of your class will give you vegetarian example.
Okay, that's what for them only I am giving that name for dal. You please add it on in your diet so that you will have a lot of energy for producing your body. Mushroom is also an energy protein, and that also gives you. That's what I am giving you the options to every child. Now we'll go for the third, that is fruits and vegetables, which has a lot of protective food in it, and it will increase your immunity, and protective food protects your body from the diseases which are being caused in nowadays, as there are many germs are present in the air, so it causes a lot of diseases in you. So protective food protects you. The fruits and vegetables gives you protective food. Rice, wheat, these are rich in carbohydrates, so these are energy giving food, and proteins, egg, chicken, dal, these have a lot of pulses, these have a lot of protein present in it, so it will increase your body building. And since you are small children, you need a lot of energy, you need a lot of protection, and a lot of what?
Pizza.
Pizza is a junk food and you don't have to eat that. It is very bad for your health, so you please avoid it.
On Saturday morning?
Yes.
On Saturday we can take kurkure.
No, not on any day. So these are the food items, that are the three categories of food items, and you need to have these things in your diet. Now the next topic is balanced diet. So from these only food items we can come to know about the balanced diet, that your food, your plate should have rice in it, chapati, that is roti in it, dal, chicken, egg. Not every day, but yeah, it should be there in your diet, and fruits and vegetables. And roughage and water. Roughage is in salads and all, whatever that skin, without eating the skins, the sag, spinach, which you eat in your daily food. So those things have a lot of roughage in it. So these things are very good for your health. So children, have you understood that how this food is important for your body, and you should have these things in your diet? Thank you.
Now, the activity which she has used. So, can you tell me the form of art which she has used in his classroom?
Very good.
Very good art. So, you will find some notorious child in the class. So, you have example of all categories. So, how are you going to deal with this kind of children?
I request to ma'am to send out this.
So, he can go out and enjoy his food, huh?
But every child must have the participation in the classroom. That's why I cannot avoid them.
So this is a very important topic which I believe. Yeah, because what happened, I remember in the one of my, not mine, but in the PRP training, what she did is, she got pictures, of different food, and she just placed them on the table. She used like 3 boxes where she noted bodybuilding food, protective food, energy giving food. Child has to take it one, suppose it is rice. He has to identify rice gives you carbohydrate, and carbohydrate basically gives you energy. So it is an energy giving food, and the child drops that into that energy giving food. So what the child is doing, he understood and now he is applying. This is what the concept says. Understanding comes first, and understanding without application is good for nothing. आपने पढ़ा दिया, उसने रट लिया, लेकिन जब उसने अप्लाई ही नहीं किया तो उस नॉलेज का क्या फायदा? So he understood carbohydrate, he understood vitamin, he understood minerals and their functions in the body. And then he picks up a food item, like let's say chicken. Most children are fond of chicken in any form, है ना? So he picks up, few are making faces, those are for them, let's say paneer. So they pick up that, and now this chicken or the paneer is basically a protein diet. It is a protein diet. Now he correlates or recollects protein means bodybuilding. It helps you to grow. It helps you to wear and tear in the body. It helps to maintenance of the body. So he drops that chicken or the picture of paneer, we says in that box of bodybuilding. So understanding and application. And the best part at the end. The teacher, she brings the plate like this and she says, now you have to have a balanced diet. Pick up, हाँ, असली का खाना नहीं था, picture नहीं था, but again the application is there ना. The child understand, instead of making them a balanced diet is a diet which contains, वो करने से अच्छा है if you are telling them pick up. So the child picks the picture of a dal, the rice, the vegetables, then he takes the picture of a salad that gives the roughage, water. If he is a vegetarian, he would go for mushrooms, baby corns as he was ordering. And if he is a non-vegetarian, obviously he will go for some chickens, fish and all that. So here the plate at the end which comes is a balanced diet. So here the child has not marked up that a balanced diet is a diet which contains all the food groups and helps you to grow. But here the child is applying the knowledge, what he has understood, and he himself making that lunch plate. कि मेरे प्लेट में राइस भी होना चाहिए क्योंकि ये कहीं ना कहीं मुझे एनर्जी प्रोवाइड करेगा. मेरे प्लेट में if I am नॉन वेजिटेरियन तो चिकन होना चाहिए because it is going to help me to grow, and for digestion because it has to get digested, so we should have all raw food that is in the form of salad, and water of course is an important ingredient. So he himself is drawing a balanced diet instead of you telling him what is a balanced diet. So this is how the things will come out very beautifully. So again in this activity, it is a child-centric. You have just told them what is five group and how this food is helping you out. He himself take out those food. वहाँ पे किसी भी बच्चे ने पिज्जा और बर्गर नहीं डाला था अपने प्लेट में, because उसको वो बता दिया गया था once in a party night you can enjoy, but it can't be your diet. Because ultimately, even though it have a lot of veggies and this and that, but it is a junk food, and in a long term it will lead to obesity, and there you are going to face a lot of problems. So this was their outcome. So both the things were done: dramatization, the involvement of the child, application of the knowledge, and your learning outcomes come very interesting. So very well done, Bharti ma'am. I agree, she has done a wonderful job, right? So very wonderfully explained. So this is what I said I will be sharing. You can go through it. Yes. So here they have given you the list of visual arts or performing arts, what all things can be done in the classroom when you are taking a class. क्योंकि कई बार होता है ना, इसमें हम क्या करें? What can be done? इसमें क्या कर सकते हैं? So it is sketching. It can be creative use of colors. I remember when we were doing food chapter, the teacher, आप सभी को पता होगा, they have used color. Green color, orange color is good for your heart, red color is good for your blood, then green color is good for your skin, because so the color combination, with those colors they taught us foods. So here these things can be used. Then you have calligraphy. Calligraphy is a part. Art teachers must be knowing the first chapter which we give in the art is the calligraphy. Teach them the various styles of writing A, B and all, phonetics and all that. Then collage work, of course printing. Computer graphics is a very new thing which is coming into your teaching learning aids. It's a very important. Computers, yes, it has to be used. Nowadays, paperwork चल रहा है, but आने वाला time पे it has to be audio visual aids has to be used in your teaching learning. The school, yes, the school will provide you the infrastructure, but at the same time we too also have to get all these knowledge so that we can utilize in our successful running of that curriculum. Okay? Folk art in the various forms. Yes. Remember your annual days. Here also, as a teacher, the best part of the teachers is we never grow. We are always children because we are with children, right? So during annual day, half of the homework is done by the child. If you are teaching a child a dance, 10 दिन तो आपने नाचा तब जाके 10th day the child is on the stage. So the folk dances. Now the things are changing, but olden days we used to have folk dances, dances from different state, and a group will sing, a group will have a drums and all, and then they will dance. So these are all different forms of art can be included in your teaching. So here puppets. Puppets can be made. Hand puppets are बनाइए. For dramatizers, अगर आपके पास नहीं है, तो you can do the puppet show with gardening. Instead of teaching them in one of my school, the science teacher, taproot and fibrous root. Yes, ma'am. Agree. Taproot or fibrous root कुछ तो भी होता है ना? तो वहाँ पे instead of teaching them in the class, she took them out and she just pulled out that grass and she can show that fibrous root. And then she took one of the herbs, just like the snakes or this is a taproot. And then she correlated with the leaf, which I was not knowing the science or the biology teacher can explain you well. उनके leaves का में भी variation होता है. जो taproot होते हैं उनके पास शायद single vein होता है. And जिनका होता है उनके साथ. So this was all something extra knowledge when you take the child out of the four walls and when you are giving them a live example, pulling out that grass and showing them fibrous root and then showing them the taproot. This is how the things come. So here we will have a small presentation from Subima and she will explain. I think the topic will.
Good afternoon, teachers. Actually, today I will share my experience regarding this very topic, how art integration is important in each and every subject. Because art integration is a cross-curricular approach to the teaching and learning process. Think of that, we all done the BA. In BA, we learn that we must have TLM, teaching aids, along with us, so that it will make the learning more visible, more fruitful. If I talk about art integration learning, it is the framework of the experiential learning. Experiential learning means what? That means here, child learn the things while doing it. Because if any child is doing anything, he must have perception for that very work. He must practice before doing it. He must have the concept of the perseverance. He must have a patience and have a patience to conduct that very activity. In my subject in biology, we have to use lots of TLM, either on the board along with the color chalk or with the help of teaching learning material, the charts, then the models. Ruby ma'am is saying about the skeleton system. When we are in very young age, when we just move from the biology labs, which attract us more, that is nothing but the skeleton system. Right, ma'am? Each and everyone. Okay. सही है क्या? Real है? Can we touch that? ये जो thinking था कि can we touch that? क्या हम उसको छू सकते हैं? सभी बच्चे ऐसे ही सोचते हैं. क्यों? When students are touching anything, then actually he or she is learning by his or her own experience. अब इसमें बोले कि 2-3 मैं regarding the skeleton system, we have to, in the 11th level, we have to count each and every bones. Okay? And regarding that very whole skeleton system, okay, skull, student can count the bone. But thing is that when they just go for the axial and the appendicular bone, मैंने अभी किया था, when I am teaching the physiology, while seeing the diagram, मैंने lab में भी ले गया, उनको skull दिया, okay, I gave the name of each and every bone, counted, and while teaching, I tell the name of one bone, that is the head bone. ये हमारे जो टंग है उसके पीछे वहां पे रहता है. We can't just broke the skull और हम देख नहीं सकते हैं. While teaching, बच्चे देखे, okay, counted. It is coming only 78. Where is one bone? Regarding the earocyrcles, again, ये visible नहीं था, but we have the model of the ear. In that, we can take out that very TLM and correlate with that. Then, if we talk about the diversity, it is the most toughest topic in the school level for the biology students. कितना याद करना होगा? All the scientific names, the terminology. जब आप भी 9th में पढ़े होंगे, maybe diversity in the living world, वो आया होगा. And the most important thing when students learn for the botany, कहते हैं मजा नहीं आता है. कैसे आएगा मजा? I just actually while initial teaching I thought about that. Why to make the TLM from the my side? I just gave the homework to each and every student. Okay, chapter 1 था. I give the brief explanation and what I just did in that very days, but I collect different type of leaves and preserve it. हम लोग छोटे थे तो जो पत्ता अच्छा लगता था तोड़ के बुक में रखने की आदत शायद बहुतों को नहीं होगी. The flowers, the petals, हम उसको रखते थे. At that time we are not knowing that we are preparing the herbarium. हम नहीं जानते थे. In standard 11, when I gave this very project is made by one of our student. कि okay, collect the different types of leaves present around you. That very child collected that very leaves. Then again the scientific name, that is when we talk about the taxonomy. Taxonomy is actually the branch of the biology that deals with the characterization, identification, classification and nomenclature. जो भी मैम कह रही थी कि हाँ fibrous root होता है, tap root होता है, हम without touching the plant, क्योंकि root तो नीचे होता है, how we can see that? But we can know that while seeing the venation of that very plant. अगर parallel venation है, midrib है, parallelly run कर रहा है, that means उसके पास जो root होगा, that is fibrous. When we talk about the reticular venation, उसके पास जो root होगा, that is the tap root. For that they actually collected the different type of, this is the mango leaf, then the mulberry leaves. Here the student writes the systematic position along with the phyllotaxy and the venation. जो बात कर रहे थे कि venation कैसा होगा, सभी देखते हैं कि घास देखते हैं, okay, the grass, the maize having the parallel venation. क्यों होता है? Why it is so? When we talk about the curry leaves or the neem, ये पत्ते में जो splitting क्यों है, इसका lamina complete क्यों नहीं है? Actually, student think, but after touching that, it just give them the scientific approach. तब बच्चे आसानी से समझ पाते हैं. Okay, what is the phyllotaxy? जाकर के देखेंगे, एक पत्ता दिखाएंगे तो हम नहीं बता पाएंगे कि अपोजिट है कि सेम. अगर गुआवा में जो देखे हैं, if we talk about a mango, तो जब लीव्स देखेंगे तो देखेंगे कि एक नोड पे या तो दोनों प्रेजेंट है या ऑल्टरनेटिवली प्रेजेंट है. the education is providing the art integration and correlating it with the education. Why it is so? To get the experiential learning for the students. They can touch the thing, they can just work on it, they can do it, and learning by doing is the learning outcome. अगर यहाँ देखेंगे, the different type of leaves are there, and it is very well preserved. Can anyone identify these very leaves without seeing the name? Yes, ma'am. It is hibiscus. Can anybody told me about means what is the venation? देखें, what is the venation? सभी पढ़े हैं. This is the basic biology. Venation क्या है इसमें? That is the reticular. So when we just break the different leaves, okay, either we just collect that very leaves from the outside and preserve it for the long term. Why we should? We should involve the student. They will make much more different types of the TLMs for us. और क्या होगा? यहाँ पे जो learning होगा वो 100% हो जाता है. While collecting leaves, इनके साथ उनका अगर देखा जाए emotionally attachment होता है. They get emotionally attached. उनका सारा अगर हम कहेंगे okay, all their sense organ actually involved and nothing to mug up. कह रहे ना रटने की जो है प्रवृत्ति उसको discourage करना है. How to do so? Because this is very traditional thing. Or to mug up anything. Mug up क्यों करना? Why to mug up the things? That means student are not getting the thing. Due to that reason they are mug up the different things. तो यहाँ मैं बताना चाहूँगी कि when they are making the TLM by their own, the learning outcome of that very chapter is achieved. ये अलग-अलग सब्जेक्ट में अलग-अलग होता है. कहते हैं okay in the senior secondary it is not possible, very less concept is there. No, it is not so. As per the art integration, the senior sections are added much more for that. For that, the seminars, the exhibitions in the different subject. पहले कहते थे okay science, कहते हैं okay exhibition is there. But in our school, in my previous school, exhibition also for the commerce one. And they made so beautiful TLM and the project. बहुत सुंदर बनाते थे. For each and everything. And we can use that very TLM in the next year. हमको नहीं बनाना पड़ रहा है. अगर कह रहे थे जैसे न्यूट्रिशन के साथ आए, बच्चे दाल को चिपका के लाए. Give just through the activity. Okay. Either paste or cut or what are the different food stuff cereals, just put on the paper. एक collect करें, preserve करें, बच्चे लाएंगे. After that, they can cut, they can paste. 3 कॉलम बना लेंगे. And if they are able to just collaborate in that one, तो हमको नहीं लगता है कि in the examination they are just not able to write कि कौन सा body building है, कौन सा एनर्जी गिविंग है. तो ये सब एग्जीबिशन वगैरह में निकल के आता है. आर्ट इंटीग्रेशन बेसिकली इज फॉर द स्टूडेंट, एज वी आर जस्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट द चाइल्ड सेंटर्ड एजुकेशन. और यहाँ पे कह रहे हैं कि वी आर नॉट ओनली जस्ट फीडिंग द स्टूडेंट, वी आर गाइडिंग द स्टूडेंट. वी जस्ट इनकलकेट द थिंग्स, उसमें हमको देना है. वी कैन एक्ट एज अ कैटलिस्ट and reaction can go on. We can become the catalyst. Isn't it, sir? The activation energy will be achieved. Yes, but the learning outcome will achieve much faster there. Sir, learning outcome जो हमको चाहिए, that they should learn the thing that will be achieved. क्योंकि जब मैंने ये कहा था कि herbarium along with the scientific name, the taxonomic categories, ये बहुत बच्चे इस टॉपिक पे दे डोंट पे द इंटरेस्ट. बट जब मैंने ये बनाया, आई एड दिस विद along with the project. Okay, in the project you can submit this very one. They just put at least 10 or 15 the leaves, their common name, their scientific name. they learn it and learn it by their own choice. ये उन पे impose नहीं किया गया. Okay, collect only these leaves. You are free to collect each and every leaf, whatever you found near your by-side or in your garden. So these are the things which we can add. और skeleton system में मैंने एक open skeleton system मंगवाया. After that मैंने दे दिया. While mixing all bones, I just gave it. Okay, now just assemble it. Group activities. दो ग्रुप दिए, दो मैंने लूज स्केलेटन रखे हुए थे. इन ग्रुप एक्टिविटी जो ग्रुप और उसके बाद ओके जस्ट ऐड ईच एंड एवरी स्केलेटन एंड नेम देम. उसमें छोटा छोटा नाम लिखवा के आए थे. कौन ह्यूमरस है, कौन रेडियस है, अल्लाह है, स्कल, ऑल दैट. तो जो ग्रुप किया पहले सीख दिया. इसमें क्या होता है कि दे एटलीस्ट रिमेंबर कि कहाँ किसको लगाना है और इसके बाद कभी दिक्कत नहीं. यहाँ भी बच्चे से कराए. ओके, इट इज मोस्ट इंटरेस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट. उनको लगा ओके वी लर्न इट. क्योंकि अगर कहेंगे टार्सल, मेटाटार्सल, रेडियस, अल्ना, ह्यूमरस, ओके पहले उन्होंने नहीं किया है. दे डोंट डू इट बिफोर. लेकिन पहले बार करके ही अगर उनको याद रहना है, दिस इज द लर्निंग आउटकम इन ईच एंड एवरी सब्जेक्ट. एंड दिस इज ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड. थैंक यू.
Very well defined. Without taking out that root, you can easily find out which is going to be a tar root and which is a fibrous root. Remember, I have seen here also in our school also, teachers giving them project on germination of the seed. And then every day, I have seen one child, I don't know, 2 or 3, he got some plant and he says, 5th standard, right? So, and every day they have write, कि आज क्या देखा, that thing, the sprout came out, then the root, then the shoot, and then this day the first leaf came out. So what are they doing? Observation. You know, germination of the seeds, you don't have, and then part of the seed, the teacher explained, of course there you need. First he is doing it, then the scientific name you are giving. कि that is the coupling, single coupling है, double जो कुछ भी है, then you have the shoot. First root comes or where first shoot comes? Yes, first shoot comes. It is not the root. It is the shoot which comes and then comes the root. So this is all they are learning because generally हम बोलते हैं root is the one. अगर root नहीं है तो plant मर जाएगा. But the plant जब पैदा होता है तो first thing comes is the shoot and then comes the root. So this is how they are learning. They are writing. They are observing, and your learning outcome, that is germination of the seed. Then you don't have to make them mug up. You write the stages of the seed and the child find it difficult, isn't it? So this is why you have to take them out of the 4 walls and give them some projects which they are involved, they are doing, they are learning, right? So here you can see few examples they have quoted. A basic from clay modeling, है ना? छोटे बच्चे की क्लास में we give them fruits to make them fruits. What is an outcome basically? When you give up clay in the child hand, what are you really making them? Or time engagement है क्या है? वो clay क्यों दिया जाता है? Have you thought that? In very और ये clay modeling हम बचपन starting pre-primary में ही क्यों कराते हैं? Yes. You can do anything. They make fruits. They make watermelons, bananas. And all that, because the creativity, they identify the colors. They can't make a black color ka watermelon. When we speak about watermelon, they will search for green and red color, and then uske beech mein se they make sure that black color ka seed is also, put some the colors they are bringing. But what is a very important thing is to develop the motor skill, the coordination between your mind and hand, because here the mind is giving you instruction. Just I showed you, giving instruction to your hand, and the creativity is getting into it. And this is how, when you are pumping, when you are circling, or when you are doing, your motor skills are developed. Your coordination between your eyes, hand and legs, and taking instructions, these are developed. So this is what the reason in the pre-primary level, the clay modeling is a very important exercise. Okay, so here jewelry, quilling, quilling. You know what is that quilling exercises? Quillings are nothing thing our teacher must be knowing it. वो strips of paper होते हैं, उनको ऐसे round round करके they make jewelries. You know, so that is quilling. So all those is a bit different types of activities that you can inculcate in your teaching and get your things done. Next. Here. Mine. English. Or I won't say English, but the language. Mine. Mine, you are not speaking anything, but people understand everything. Right? What is that? It's expression. You're teaching them the body language. If you are angry, you have to get some different posture where people understand you are angry. If you are happy, because your face is painted. You are not, not even a single word is taken out. But the whole drama has to be understood and people understand. So what are you teaching them? You are teaching them to express through your body language. Then you have acts that we generally do it. Nukkad Natak. Hindi teachers. Nukkad Natak क्या है sir? Anuj sir?
नुक्कड़ नाटक में जागरूकता फैलाने का एक तरीका है कि हम लोगों को खेल के माध्यम से विभिन्न चीजों के माध्यम से कैसे जागरूक करें। जैसे मान लीजिए अभी पिछले वर्ष कोरोना आए थे 2 साल पहले, तो उसमें था कि घर से बाहर नहीं निकलना है। तो उस समय भी स्वास्थ्य विभाग के जो लोग थे, जितने भी स्वास्थ्य कर्मी थे, वह नुक्कड़ नाटक के माध्यम से लोगों को जागरूक कर रहे हैं। तो एक जागरूकता फैलाने का एक ये माध्यम है जिससे लोग जागरूक बने और उससे बचाव कर सकें। धन्यवाद।
So Nukkad Natak, English we call it as street plays. So here these, what I understood is a burning topic like Sir said Corona and then casteism, mobiles, side effects of these burning topics which we may not make them study in the class. So what do? You have a team given a topic and in a very catchy words. It is not a dialogues, I believe. It may be a song, Bollywood ka song, or kuch apne taraf se aapne gana banaya, just to make the audience, attractive and they listen what exactly you are thinking. But the outcome is learning. You do whatever you want to do, but your outcome has to be learning. आपने अगर कोरोना के बारे में नुक्कड़ नाटक देखा, तो उसका अल्टीमेट एम यही था कि लोगों को अवेयर कराना है, प्लीज स्टे एट होम. Otherwise, it is going to be very dangerous, and with your cooperation, we can get rid of this corona. Otherwise, we all are suffering. Because of one, it is not me. If I am sitting at home and you are out, so I am safe. No. Because of you, I am also in danger. Isn't it? So this is what a small things, social issues can be taught with this, what we call as Nukkad Natak. Then we have play scripts, episodes, designing, many more things are there. Yeah. Role play. This is what I was talking about. Bones. उस बच्चे का पूरा बाजू को ही they have sealed up so that he cannot move his elbow. And then the teacher puts a question. अगर ये hinge joint नहीं रहेगा, how will you eat your food? Imagine. फेंक के और हर एक निवाला आपके मुंह में जाएगा इसकी शर्ट ही है और जो घर गंदा वो सफाई कौन करेगा? So lot of problem. So वही. So now then the teachers take it out and you can show the hinge joint. You are telling them the importance. And what is the hinge joint? Movement. 4. And it is not rotating, but it is 2 and 4 movement. That is called hinge joint. This is ball and socket. I believe not. Pivotal. And this is your thighs and this is your knees and this is ball and socket. So you can rotate in the 360 degree and all that. So this can be done when you are having a small, you can see they are doing all, showing the importance of hinge joint, ball and socket joint, pivot joint, and the importance of framework, skeleton. Skeleton nahi raha. Just imagine, एक plate, आपकी body में हड्डी नहीं है, कैसा रूपरेखा रहेगा? It is a कहीं पर भी डालो, कहीं पर भी लड़क जाओगे. So it is a framework given to your body. That's like octopus, कहीं पर भी चला जाएगा, and people will enjoy you. Vegetarians. Yes, because it is without bone. Puppets. Yeah? Puppets. He-Man, Superman, superheroes. All those things can be done. So your inquiry-based learning. So you take them out. See here, gardening, type of soil, which is good. Like clay soil, if you tell them clay soil cannot hold water and that it is not good for this thing, you bring the clay soil, put water, and then tell them why the plants cannot grow, because lot of water retention होने के कारण वो जो मिट्टी है वो उसको पूरा बांध देती है, your roots cannot breathe, and that is the reason you don't have plants into it. You know, like black soil में you have groundnuts more. Why? Because they have that bacteria, what we call ribosome bacteria, which can catch the nutrition in the nitrogen, ribosome bacteria, whatever it is, and then converts the nitrogen into nitrates. And yeah, so whatever it is. So this can be taken out and they can do it and they can see. So this is how the things goes on. Take them out, give them opportunity. So now next we have with us Anima ma'am, and very important, language. How arts plays an important role in the language teaching. Yes ma'am.
इसमें कुछ पानी बोतल के द्वारा कुछ पानी
Good morning everyone. Here I am not taking a class as a teacher, but I am here to tell you something more about art integration, how we add in our English literature. And for this, I have decided to take poetry because somehow I came to know that most of the people are of the thinking that poetry is a difficult one, especially literature. Language everyone is ready to take, but some of my colleagues also, not in this school but in earlier schools, they are afraid of taking poetry all the time, that how we can explain the poetry in the classes with the children. So I have decided to tell you what we can add in English literature, in poetry, so that the children will take interest in poetry. But before that, I am very thankful for Ruby ma'am because we have a wonderful session about art and integration. Now, let us try to figure out what is art integration and how we can use it in English curriculum, especially in poetry. Art integration, as we all know, is an example of concept-based teaching. Big ideas are the focus of connections between an art form and another area of study. For example, conflict is examined through theatre and history, whereas pattern is examined through music and art, and as far as performance is related, it is examined through dance and science. Now, my second point is to discuss about some creative method with respect to the use of integration, that is art integration concept in English poetry. The first thing I have learned in my masters is fingerprint poetry. It is one of the most simplest way to teach children about the poetry. Fingerprint poetry, as it is visible on the board, it is a freestyle creative. Obviously, it should be a freestyle. It is a freestyle creative writing poem in the shape of fingerprints, and it plays on the shape of fingerprints. We can use our fingerprints to show children how we can write instead of the marks, we can use the marks by writing the words and the lines of the poetry. As it is visible on the board, sorry. Next is blackout poetry. That is my favorite also, blackout poetry. poetry, it is my favorite also, because it can be explained as when we take a written piece of text from a book, newspaper or magazine, we can read that all the words in order to come by with a completely new poetry of our own. Next is the next thing we can add to make poetry easy and attractive is poetry products. Now, we all can have a question, what kind of products we can use in poetry? That is very easy. This one is an adorable, but also surely for shorter poems. We can't make it on, we can't use it for the lengthy poems. Students can find any object of their choices like pebbles and shells and write or stick some poem on it so that it can be attractive and a piece of decoration also for them. Next is, that is the fourth one, is poetry art. Poetry art. For this idea, we can give our students complete freedom. Obviously, because it is not possible for us as a teacher that we can impart our everything in English. Because sometimes we came across such kind of children that they are not able to understand anything. Like we are habituated of using the English words every time. But sometimes it happens that sometimes children ask, ma'am, इसका मतलब क्या होता है? Randomly उस टाइम हमें भी पता नहीं होता कि what we have to use, because ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग अगर इंग्लिश जानते हैं तो हिंदी नहीं जानते या फिर हिंदी जानते हैं तो उसका इंग्लिश हो. Sometimes it happens कि we are also come in the position that अब इसका हिंदी. It is normal. हमें बोलते हैं कि weather खराब हो रहा है, but sometimes it happens बच्चे बोलते हैं मैम weather खराब means what? Weather खराब. अब we have to take time कि weather को हिंदी में क्या बोले randomly. I think ये सबके साथ होता है कि randomly हमें याद नहीं रहता कि exactly उस word का हिंदी word क्या होगा, because we are using mixed languages, sometimes English, sometimes Hindi. बहुत सारी ऐसी चीजें हैं. तो poetry art, for this we can give our students complete freedom. Means a language should not be the foundation that you have to prepare it in English also. बस पहले उन्हें सिखाना होगा कि how they can use the things to get more attracted towards the poetry. Because there is no base template, one can start with a painting related to the poem. अब कोई भी poem हम देते हैं. So, as an English teacher, you all must be agree that हमें कोई भी chapter या फिर poem पढ़ाना होता है तो हमें सबसे पहले उसके theme को बताना पड़ता है. What the theme? What the particular poem is about, what the particular chapter is about. We have to give the introduction, then we have to introduce the poet or the author or the authoress. Then we have to start the chapter with that introduction part. Theme batao. Because I am telling this because as a literature student, हमें theme भी पढ़ना होता था. We have to prepare the plots also. So lots of things we have to inculcate. But as a school teacher, जब मैं इस प्रोफेशन में आई तो मैंने देखा कि जो हम लोगों ने पढ़ा उसको डायरेक्टली बच्चों तक पहुंचाना इज नेक्स्ट टू इम्पॉसिबल, बिकॉज इट इज पॉसिबल कि सारे बच्चे एक जितना आपसे गेन नहीं कर पाते. कभी उनको ज्यादा टाइम लगता है. कुछ बच्चे बहुत, एज रूबी मैम हैड अर्ली सेड दैट एक ही क्लास में अगर मैं कुछ बच्चों को पढ़ा रही हूँ फिर भी पॉसिबिलिटीज ये होती है कि कुछ बच्चे रैंक होल्डर्स हो जाते हैं. सम आर स्लो लर्नर्स. इट डिपेंड्स कि how they are taking the things. एक ही टीचर अगर 40 बच्चों को एक ही क्लास में एक ही सब्जेक्ट एक ही चैप्टर डिस्कस कर रहा है, then how it is possible कि कुछ बच्चे रैंक होल्डर्स हो जा रहे हैं, उनको सारी चीजें याद होती हैं और कुछ बच्चे अभी सीख रहे हैं. They are not able to come to the class and explain what they have learned right in the previous period. तो ये डिपेंड करता है. तो sometimes ये हमारे ऊपर है कि जो भी चीजें हम बच्चों को अपने दे रहे हैं वो उस लैंग्वेज में भी कोशिश करें जिसमें वो ले सके. मैं ये नहीं बोलूंगी that all the time we have to use the regional language or the Hindi, But sometimes, because school is an area जहाँ बच्चे बहुत डिफरेंट बैकग्राउंड से आते हैं, उनके बैकग्राउंड को देखते हुए, उनके वीकनेस को देखते हुए हमें एटलीस्ट पहले ये शुरुआत करनी होगी कि वो क्लास में अपने क्लासमेट्स के साथ कॉन्फिडेंटली मिल सके. If someone is coming to the podium and explaining the poem or the chapter fluently, it happens because I am the witness. It happens sometimes कि मेरी क्लास में कुछ बच्चे ऐसे होते हैं जो बैक बेंचर्स बनने लगते हैं just because कि they are not getting what the teacher. But as a class teacher बहुत सारे बच्चों ने मुझसे ये अपनी जो प्रॉब्लम्स है मुझसे शेयर की कि मैम we are not getting what the teacher is, sir is coming explaining and हम लोग रह जाते नहीं समझ में आता. जो बच्चे अच्छे हैं वो तो समझ जाते हैं but मैम no one is coming to us on the desk and telling us that this is the theme, ये हमारा सब्जेक्ट है, ये हमें पढ़ना है. तो this is the problem. तो I am telling about this because literature में मैंने बहुत देखा कि हाँ chapters बच्चे बहुत अच्छे से कवर कर पाते हैं, but as far as the poetry is concerned, वो poetry को बहुत difficult मानते हैं. जहाँ तक मैंने देखा पोएट्री मेरे लिए भी बहुत डिफिकल्ट था. एज आई वाज इन माय मास्टर्स देयर वाज माय प्रोफेसर, sorry sir I'm taking your name, one of my professor sir DP Singh was there. Actually he was a hostel in charge also, and in my schools I'm not sure what my colleagues think about me right now, but in my schools and my colleges I was one of the naughtiest child. Everyone was afraid of me. So what in my masters there was a poem by William Blake, I think Tiger. There was a line, tiger, tiger burning bright in the forest of the night. One day it happens कि प्रोफेसर हमारे पास आते हैं, वो पढ़ाते हैं. सब he has just started the poem. तभी एक बॉडीगार्ड आता है कि सर हॉस्टल में बहुत ज़्यादा बच्चे नॉटी हो गए, वो पिटाई एक दूसरे की कर रहे हैं. सर ने 2 लाइन ली और वो वहाँ से चले गए. I was thinking, I was sitting, तो मेरे मुंह से ऐसे निकल गया, चले गए टाइगर टाइगर बोल के चले गए. उसके बाद जब आफ्टर वीक when I was having another class with him, तो मैंने उनको कहा कि टाइगर टाइगर बर्निंग ब्राइट आ गए. Now from that day onward सारे बच्चे सर को उन्हीं नाम से बुलाने लगे, टाइगर टाइगर बर्निंग ब्राइट. Actually he was a bit at that time he was a bit dangerous for me because उनकी बहुत बड़ी बड़ी आंखें थी. He was using his specs, very what do I say, strange type of strange. तो they were telling me tiger tiger burning bright. लेकिन I am thankful कि उन्होंने कभी मुझे इसके लिए point out नहीं किया. लेकिन he was the professor who taught me that poetry is such a beautiful thing that we can go through. He was the only person who forced me to start loving the poetry, and he was the person who taught me that poetry can be easy too as far as your chapters are concerned. So coming to the point, poetry art. For this idea, we can give our students complete freedom as there is no base template. One can start with a painting related to the poem's theme and then we can fill in the words of the poem. One more thing I want to share that in this school I came across a chapter named Board Games of India. As Ruby ma'am said कि पहले के ज़माने में गुरुकुल में पढ़ाई जो होती थी खुले में बच्चे ज़्यादा इन्वाइट कर पाते थे चीज़ों को. तो अभी जब हम आते हैं बोर्ड गेम्स ऑफ इंडिया, तो when I was in school अभी हम लोगों ने एक वो सबको पता होगा एक स्नेक्स एंड लैडर्स गेम आता है. It is a quite interesting games, but in earlier age, snakes and ladder, the game which was known as Vakuthupalli, it was used to teach children in early age the moral lessons. If anyone can tell me how it was used as moral lesson, the snakes and ladders. Exactly. If we throw the dice and if we are getting ladders, it means we are progressing in our lives. But if we are throwing a dice and a number came to us that is on the snake, it means we are deteriorating and it is our downfall. It was the game used to teach children the moral value. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि पुरानी चीजें नहीं आ रही, पुरानी चीजें फिर से हमारे पास आ रही हैं, but with the new name, with the new form. So the idea is to engage
such a manner that offers them variety of ways to construct and demonstrate understanding, and as such art integration helps teachers also to rethink their role, their play and their relationship with the students. This much for today. Thank you.
This was very good moral lesson. Snake and ladder. है सांप सीढ़ी. वो तो ऐसे नहीं था, फाइट होना ही है. If you are playing with your friends or your brothers and sisters, लड़ाई झगड़ा होना है. But a very good thing, the moral value. If you are getting a ladder, you are, progressing. And if snake bites you and you fall down, which does not mean this is the end of the life. Again you get up, try, and again definitely you are getting a ladder to achieve the goal. A very good lesson, right? I was not knowing it. Thank you, Anima ma'am, for this. So this is how the things, the games can also be integrated in your moral science. So every time, every slide or every जो भी teacher आके यहाँ कुछ भी हमें पढ़ रहा है, last में जो हमारा outcome है, that is integration. How those things can be taken. Now this thing, I definitely, if I go to any class and I have a moral education, I will definitely going to quote this, because children are very fond of this snake and ladder game. So instead of taking it on a negative side, कि हार गया, जीत गया, नहीं. It is a game which shows the life has to be balanced, and yes, there are obstacles. You have to come up with, give yourself another chance, and definitely you are going to achieve your goal, right? Yes. Next type of projects can be given as cause and effect. I remember this is very effective in disaster management. Class 9. In social science, we have one more book called Disaster Management, where the collage works goes on, where they speak about different disasters cannot be stopped. It is a natural phenomena, and nobody can, stop it or can tell you beforehand. Yeah, indications can be given, but the main part comes with the management. How are you going to manage it? So these are very beautiful projects where the child inquires earthquake कैसे आता है, फिर उस समय क्या करना चाहिए, कौन से, how will you save, मतलब distractions तो है, we can't stop it, but minimize कैसे कर सकते हैं distraction को, how can you save your life plus the person next to you. So these are few things where child himself do the research work, come with the collage work, come with the project and gives a seminar and help other friends also. This is the things in the disaster management. Disaster management is not some body which is going to come and help you. It is you and me who has to help our neighbor, because it is a nature thing and we all are responsible for that. So we have to be a helping hand. अगर किसी के साथ कुछ हो रहा है तो मेरे मतलब का चीज नहीं, just because I don't know it, or that at least human beings cannot do that. Yes. Comic script, a very good one. English teacher in my BA, we were given this project. A lesson was asked to convert into a comic. Characters, that bubbles, I remember, this is for thinking, this is for saying agar gussa aaya to you have to use that sign. So all those signs, and that chapter or any topic can be converted into form of comic. So this is a very good project. Yes. Now we have seen all these things. A small lesson plan from Sadbal sir, where he is going to speak about the exchange of goods and GDP. And then when we come to the conclusion, the need, what exactly was the need of what needed yesterday. Sadbal sir.
First of all, a very warm good afternoon to all the teachers present here. So as we see that we are talking about the GDP and all those things. So overall, when we talk about the economics of any country, we talk about the money. The main thing is that the flow of money should be continued to take the GDP high. So if we are going to explain to the student, like when we give the definition of that GDP means gross domestic product, when we're going to explain that. So after sometimes what the thing is that they gonna forget that thing. But how can we make them learn for the whole lifetime? We can convert that thing by a role play action. So I just want to ask Roshan sir or Shyam sir, please, if you please join me, sir, please, just for a small play.
I can do anything.
Just please, sir.
So you may have these kind of children also in the class.
Okay.
Ready to do
I
anything.
want to see you flying this.
You want to see me fly? I will do that after class.
Taking that. Yes.
Okay, so suppose that the role play action is that he is a shopkeeper, okay, and he is a consumer. Now, the flow of money happens when the consumer will pay the money. And suppose that I am the retailer, means I used to deal in a wholesale market, and he used to buy with me at a profit margin, and he used to sell like this. So firstly, the consumer will give the money. The consumer will buy a product. Suppose that he is buying something. That's right. And he paid this money. He paid this money to. He paid this money to the first person. And after that, this person paid this money to me. So what happened is that the flow of the money didn't stop at anywhere. अगर यही पैसा consumer अपने जेब में से करता है,
Direct profit of 90 rupees.
fine. That's what. If this money will only get, suppose that we have 50 rupees. Okay, we have 50 rupees and we have not spent it at all. So वो 50 rupees 50 ही रहेगा. But हो सकता है कि अगर वो 50 रुपए को मार्केट में स्पेंड करेंगे तो वो 50 रुपए रेवेन्यू में रिटर्न हो करके शायद वो 100 रुपए बन के वापस हमारे पास आ जाए. So the thing is that, and as we have also seen that research, I didn't know the name, but some specialists tell us, please, told me that according to a survey, within 2027, India will be the most powerful country to affect the economical status of the world. Because as we have know that we have crossed the population growth, we have become the most populated country in the whole world. So, अब एक चीज है, ये एक सिंपल सा लॉजिक है. अगर 50 लोग और 100 लोग हैं, तो 50 लोग जहां मनी रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंड करेंगे और 100 लोग करेंगे, तो ऑफ कोर्स 100 लोग का रेवेन्यू ज्यादा होगा, वो एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा होगा. तो इट इज लाइक दैट ओनली बिकॉज वी हैव क्रॉस्ड द चाइना. दैट्स व्हाई due to our population only, it's a plus point we can say that due to our population only, our economy gonna boom up to 2027, and we're gonna dominate the international market. As we've also read in the story that rupees has been promoted a little slowly, and it will be a plus point for the population. So we can teach economics like this and other also subjects like this, role play. So what happened when we conclude students in our studies? So they take a little bit more interest in that. Okay, and after that, suppose that you are a small kid and you have learned this thing, and when you go to the market every evening just to buy a Pepsi can, and you spend 25 rupees. So after spending that 25 rupees, you will think that yeah, I have contributed something to the GDP of the country. I am the real hero today. So this is the thing that you have to include student in your teaching to make that more beneficial. Thank you so much, ma'am.
So yes, it was very eye-catching because again it is dealing with the money. है ना? So everybody was busy in seeing that money. How? And Sabha sir, somewhere in the secret you have to tell me how that 50 rupees will become 100. I will give you 500, but tomorrow I'll take 1,000 from you. I don't know what GDP you are going to calculate. Whatever you wish, I need 1,000 back. So this is what very interesting and very well said. Here you are collecting the child, you are telling them the system which is happening, how, and yes, you can, in economics, you can teach them the types of market. Is it is a monopolistic market where you have homogeneous product, limited buyers and sellers, or it is oligopoly. So differentiations within market you can teach, then how the exchange of goods are taking place. And ultimately, our goal is the GDP. How the GDP is calculated. You are earning money. Somebody expenditure is somebody's income. If school is earning something, if they are paying me salary, there is an expenditure. But mine is income. This is how the circulation of the money goes on, and this is how we calculate the GDP. Until unless your money is spent, there cannot be a growth. पैसा कमा के अलमारी में रखने से you will not find the India का graph going on and 50 will not become 100. If you really want to make that 50 100, you have to spend it. So this is how very beautifully said, sir. But yes, you tell me that formula, 50 per 100. Next. So now, so we have seen a lot of things. Coming to the conclusion part of this, what is the need? What was the need? So the need of art integration is culture and education has to go hand in hand. Somewhere our heritage has to be, जो कि अभी धीरे धीरे backfoot पे आ गया है, we have to get it in front. So it has to, education तो है ही, but I won't say that we are going back to our Gurukul system where we have to move in a jungle and open it. No, everything now with the present system, but respecting our culture. Education and culture combination is nothing but your art integration. Then the unity in diversity is very much needed. Which will strengthen, because any country, the pillars are your human resource, isn't it? As sir said, we are number one. I didn't know when it happened, but yes, I will definitely search into it. And if it has happened, now we have to think to make human as a resources, but not only as a population. And when are you going to make human as a resource? You tell me, why do we call human as a resource? क्या किया आपने resource बनने के लिए? What is a resource? Yes, ma'am.
Human has ability to make a thing to a resource.
Yes.
Coal is present in the earth, but human know
Yes.
how to use it.
That definitely, ma'am. Resource is something, if this book is here, if it is not of my use, it is no one resource for me. Yeah, the day I need this book, and if I am using it, it becomes a resource for me. So human beings are the one who creates the demand. Coal in the earth, as madam said, पढ़े रहने तो जब तक मुझे यूज में नहीं वो रिसोर्स कैसे हो गया? The day I extracted it, I knew it the property, I knew how I can use it, then it becomes a resource. The same way human beings are a resource because this is what we are doing. Yes, we are creative. We have to think out of square and we have to place our students in the global market. That is the requirement of your education policy. So, being number one, very good. Yes, being number one human resource should be our target. So, what is our NCF? NCF 2005 says, it clearly speaks that our aim of education should be about connecting curriculum knowledge to life outside the school. हमने जो सिखाया उसको वो अप्लाई ही नहीं किया जिंदगी में, तो what is the use of you coming and giving 40 minutes a lecture? If I cannot teach them how to see the time, and I am telling them, show this hand shows this hand is hour hand, this hand is minute hand, tell me the time. And outside, if somebody asks the child what is the time, and he cannot see the time and tell you, what is the use of 40 minutes lecture? So this is what the NCF says, your curriculum has to be applied outside the school. The child should get that knowledge कि बाहर जाके उस knowledge को apply करें और तब आपका जो objective है education का will be achieved. Okay, India again is incredible, no doubt. In every aspect, we are talking about human behavior, when we are talking about culture, it is incredible. And our education system should be, moving around those things. We cannot ignore our culture and heritage and then we can think of, moving to that peak. Not possible. Somewhere the heritage has to be taken. Next one. Next slide is goal of art integration. So what is the goal of art integration is to increase the knowledge of the subject area and especially understanding and appreciation of fine and performing art. So whatever knowledge you are having, this goal is your interest area, the child interest area has to be created so that he is into that topic and he learns and comes out. Art, watch. आपने time बढ़ाया बच्चों को, तो give them watch, let them touch, let them play with it. घड़ी को घुमाइए अभी कितना हो रहा है? This is 5 minutes, this is half second. Let them count. अच्छा 1 मिनट में कितनी बार? Instead of telling 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds, let them count 60 कितनी बार आया. So this is how learning by doing. This is what is the goal of your art integration. So if the time permits, a very good presentation, the last one of this class. Sir, Dheeraj sir wants to teach you about the liver. 3 types of liver, I still remember. Achha. Okay. Meera sir is coming with his weapons, that is tools. We'll go with the next slide, that is objectives of art integration learning, AIL. To adopt. Yes sir, you are there?
Yes ma'am.
Yes. So here he is beautifully going to explain you all 3 types of liver. You know, that fulcrum, object and force. Right sir? Yes sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Students, today we will learn about the simple machine. That lever is a simple machine. There are 3 types of levers we can see all around us. Every day we use this one. Whenever you go to a party, whenever you cut that cloth, and whenever you have seen in the nutcracker to that shop, there are 3 types of levers are always in front of you. First type of lever, you all are aware with this one. This is scissor, that you can see that this is fixed in the one point of the middle. The point that it is fixed is called, what is this? This is fulcrum. This is fulcrum. And if you are applying a force on one side, so this side where you are applying your force, this is called a force. This is your effort. And where it is working, this one is load. This one is load. Clear? That means this is the first type of lever which is fixed in the center. You are applying a force in one side and working in another side. And second type, that is load, if that is fixed in this point, one side point. This is fulcrum is here. You are applying load in the center, upward in the center and working on the one side. That means in the party you all are aware about that means term they use to put you switch. That means in this way, and this way they put here, they apply force here and load is done by here. This is the second type of lever. And again, if you will apply force in this side, that means upward is here, fulcrum is here, and applying load in this side, nutcracker. This is third type of lever. So you all are clear about the 3 type of lever? Okay, thank you.
Yes. 3 types of lever. With the scissor, the 3 main points, fulcrum, effort and the load. And when the position of this fulcrum, effort and load changes, your type of lever. So you have 3 examples as a scissor, second as a tong, and third as a nutcracker. So as the effort and the load changes, the type of lever changes, right? So very well explained, and this is what the objective of your AIL. Next. So what is the objectives of your AIL, that is art integration learning? To develop 21st century skill. What that? That is critical thinking, creative, and children take initiatives in planning their own lesson plan. So this is what? To face the real life situations outside the classroom, beyond their school and home environment. Next, to make students aware of the vast and the diverse culture and heritage of the country. To encourage the children to come up with their ideas and skill and do a new research. We need researchers. This is the way. हमने अभी तक ये बताया बच्चों को, ये मत करो, ये मत करो, ये तो बताया नहीं क्या करो. You know, so this is the era where you have to tell them, this is what you have to do and this is how you will get the goal. Don't do this, don't what you have to take out. So this is what the objective of your lesson plan of art integrated should be. So now we have Roshan sir, the naughtiest child in the class. You said that you will speak something about English. Come. You can speak about street plays and other methods.
You actually are not students, so let's continue about something what we do with our children. Definitely, what innovative ways. Like suppose you are teaching grammar, you all are a student. Let's not assume anything. We are going very practically. Like every teachers, whenever the students enter the classroom or all, I think English language teachers as a first duty, they want to teach them parts of speech. I think yes, definitely. But it seems like a burden. Even you will ask the children who belong to class 10, 9, 8, that do you know that ideas are in your mind? What is parts of speech? Do you know? They will definitely say, so no, long ago I had learned, but it is not in mind. I forget. And hope so most of you will accept this also, that you have forgotten also, you have learned all these things in childhood. But why we forget all these things? Because we have learned. We have just memorized it. We have not understood the point of the thing that was not clear into my mind. Like suppose, what is noun? I'm not going to teach you because you all better know. It's just a way I can share to you. What is noun definitely? So our teacher might have coming with some points in your mind. Naming words. Yeah, good to hear you. You can try some more. Naming word is noun. The name of person, place, animal, and thing is called noun. Anything else? No. But we know animal is noun. We know thing is noun. We know all the names are noun. But we don't know from which of the class this comes. Like suppose noun, suppose I took this mobile. Can we use another definition, teacher? Whatever we can see, touch and feel is called noun. Children will be easily understanding. Whatever I can see in the world, he or she would have so many examples. If you are telling to them the name of person, definitely name will come to his mind. Ram, Shyam, Mohan, Ghanshyam, like this. But if you tell them, no, whatever you can see in the world, all the things are noun. He would have so many examples, crores of words. Whatever you can feel, that is noun. Whatever you can feel, I think very limited name they would have. Whatever you can touch, all the things are noun. They will forget the ordinary definitions, whatever the books have written, the name of person, place, animal, and all these things. Whenever you come to pronoun, I can remind you parts of speech in only 2 minutes, and you will never forget in your life. Why? Because it is that much easy. English is the easiest subject, it is true. No one can tell that no, it is difficult. But when you meet such type of students, they definitely say, sir, English, oh, out of my mind. What is pronoun? It's not a, you are not students, I already have told you. What is pronoun? Definitely we all know a word that replaces noun. जो नाउन के बदले में आता है। सर प्रोनाउन को तोड़ करके देखिए बड़ा मजा है, डेफिनेशन वहीं छुपा हुआ, प्रोनाउन सबका नाम। ना मैं थोड़ा दूसरे तरीके से बताऊं ताकि बच्चे आपको ना समझ सके, मजा करें, आपके एंजॉय करें अपने क्लास में। प्रोनाउन को अगर आप तोड़ दें, प्रोनाउन, आपने कभी शायद गैस नहीं किया, मार्केट में गाड़ियां आई है, पैशन प्रो, हीरो प्रो, होंडा प्रो, विक्टा प्रो, ये प्रो का कुछ मीनिंग होता है। प्रो का मतलब होता है ना रिप्लेसिंग फर्स्ट। अगर हम प्रोनाउन को तोड़कर देखें, whatever replaces noun is called pronoun. बड़ा मजेदार डेफिनेशन है, बच्चे को लर्न नहीं करना पड़ेगा। Word that comes in place of noun, that avoids the repetition of noun, that is called pronoun. ये जो chronological orders है ना, बहुत कुछ सिखाते हैं हमको। नाउन प्रोनाउन के बाद ही एडजेक्टिव क्यों आया, नाउन के बाद एडजेक्टिव क्यों नहीं आ गया? नाउन प्रोनाउन के बाद अभी बच्चे को पूछ दो बेटा पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच का नाम बता, बोलेंगे यस सर आई नो, नाउन इंटरजेक्शन, सर एडजेक्टिव भी होता है, कंजंक्शन भी कुछ होता है, दे डोंट नो। Why? Because they don't know the values of this chronological orders. नाउन प्रोनाउन के बाद ही एडजेक्टिव इसलिए आए हैं क्योंकि ये मॉडिफाई, दो स्टेप ध्यान रखिएगा, मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ फिर भी, ताकि आपको थोड़े बहुत एंजॉय आ जाए इंग्लिश में। यस सर, श्योर, यस श्योर। मैं एक वर्ड आप लोगों को और सिखा देता हूँ, शायद आप लोग अच्छे से जानते हो। एक वर्ड होता है मॉडिफाई, एक वर्ड होता है क्वालिफाई। जब हम किसी दो स्टेप को पार करते हैं ना तो क्वालिफाई होता है, एक स्टेप को पार करते हैं तो मॉडिफाई होता है। तो नाउन और प्रोनाउन के बाद आता है एडजेक्टिव। आप शायद समझ रहे होंगे, नाउन एक स्टेप है, प्रोनाउन दूसरा स्टेप है, तो दो स्टेप के बाद आए तो वो क्वालिफाई हुआ। और ठीक वर्ब के एक स्टेप के बाद आता है एडवर्ब, इसलिए एडवर्ब को बोलते हैं मॉडिफाई। टूटी फूटी गाड़ियों को जो मॉडिफाई कर देते हैं सर, वो एडवर्बल फॉर्म हो जाता है। तो बच्चों को बड़े आसानी से सिखा सकते हैं। अच्छा, बच्चे को ये भी मालूम है कि कंजंक्शन सबसे डिफिकल्ट होता है। कंजंक्शन क्या है, बड़ा डिफिकल्ट है पार्ट्स ऑफ स्पीच में। और सारे बच्चे रेलवे जंक्शन घूमे हैं, रांची जंक्शन, हजारीबाग जंक्शन, सबने घुमाया, 100 बार गया, और उनको सबसे डिफिकल्ट क्या लगता है, कंजंक्शन। उसी में छुपा है उसका डेफिनेशन। जंक्शन मींस व्हाट, सिंपली वो ऐसा प्लेस है जहां कुछ ना बोगीज ऑफ आई थिंक ट्रेन्स जॉइंट्स करते हैं, दो ट्रैक जहां मिलते हो, मे बी, हाँ यस, हाँ, जो दूसरे डायरेक्शन से आकर किसी सेमी पॉइंट पे जुड़ जाते हैं ना सर। अच्छा, मैं डायरेक्शंस को अगर ट्रेन मान लो तो, और ट्रेन को हम सेंटेंस मान लेते तो कैसा है? ट्रेन, बहुत सारे बॉगी जुड़े तो ट्रेन बन गए ना। अब दो हेड्स को तो ट्रेन बोलते नहीं है सर, दो बसें जुड़ गई तो दो ट्रेन बन गई, तो होगा नहीं। एक बॉगी, एक जो ट्रेन होती है उसमें कितने बॉगीज होते हैं? आई थिंक 24, 22, 10, 15 से ऐसे कुछ होते हैं। सिंपली एक सेंटेंस होता है, एक सेंटेंस में कितने वर्ड्स होते हैं? 4, 5 डेफिनेटली होते हैं। तो जो 5 या 6 वर्ड्स को जोड़ रहा हो इधर से, वो एक सेंटेंस है, इधर से भी जो एक सेंटेंस है। मतलब जहां दो ट्रेनें जुड़ जाती है ना आपस में, इनकमिंग डायरेक्शन, दैट इज कॉल्ड जंक्शन। तो जो सेंटेंसेस जहां एक दूसरे से जुड़ रहा होता है ना बच्चा, वो होता है कंजंक्शन। अगर हम इस तरीके से बता तो शायद वो कभी भूलेंगे नहीं। हम बहुत आसानी से पढ़ाते हैं, सिंपल वे में पढ़ा देते हैं बच्चों को कि व्हाट इज सेंटेंसेस। अब बच्चे, आप उनको ना 5 क्लास में पढ़ा रहे हैं कि यार सेंटेंस के कितने काइंड्स होते हैं? 4। बच्चे जब क्लास 8 में चले गए तो आपने पढ़ा सेंटेंसेस कितने प्रकार के होते हैं, तो आपने वहां पढ़ा दिया 6। आप 9 में चले गए, बच्चे आपने पूछा सेंटेंस कितने प्रकार के होते हैं? 3। एक तो बच्चा कंफ्यूज कि सर 4 में 5 में आपने पढ़ाया 4 टाइप्स के, 7 में आपने पढ़ाया 7 टाइप्स के, आप 9 में आ गए तो सेंटेंस हो गए 3 टाइप के। तो बच्चे को ये पता होना चाहिए कि सेंटेंस के फ्रेम अलग अलग होते हैं, कहीं यूज होता है, कहीं फॉर्म होते हैं, कहीं स्ट्रक्चर होते हैं। और बच्चों को ये नहीं पता है कि सेंटेंसेस का राइट डेफिनेशन कहाँ सेट होता है, क्योंकि बच्चे किताब को रटते हुए आ रहे हैं बचपन से। ग्रुप ऑफ वर्ड इज कॉल्ड सेंटेंसेस। वर्ड का तो कोई ग्रुप नहीं होता है जी, वर्ड का ग्रुप करके कभी कोई सेंटेंस ही नहीं बनता है। हम बच्चे को रटा रहे हैं किताबी लैंग्वेज, वही कर रहे हैं जो बच्चे देखते हैं, वही सीखते आ रहे हैं, इसलिए उनको डिफिकल्ट लगता है इंग्लिश। अगर हम बच्चे को सिखाएं कि बेटा लेटर जब जुड़ता है ना, लेटर जुड़ते जुड़ते वर्ड बन गया, और वर्ड जुड़े तो क्या बन गया? नहीं सर, वर्ड जुड़े तो फ्रेज बनते हैं। जी सर बोलिए। सर एक ही चीज होता है, लेकिन उसको लोग जानते हैं 2 तरीके से, होते एक ही हैं सर, 2 तरीके से जानते हैं। जैसे आपको हम बोलेंगे सर कि शराब जहर है या एंजॉय करने का चीज है, दोनों ही है। वो है कि सर वो जहर ही, लेकिन लोग उसको एंजॉय करने के तरीके से पीते हैं। सेंटेंस और स्टेटमेंट सेम चीज है सर। अगर कोई व्यक्ति उसको रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा हो तो स्टेटमेंट हो गया, अगर वो सिमिलर भाषा में कहीं अलग अलग करके लिखे हुए तो सेंटेंस हो गया। अब स्टेटमेंट क्या है? ऑर्डरिंग रेफरिंग वर्ड है, ऑर्डरिंग रेफरिंग सेंटेंस है, दैट इज कॉल्ड स्टेटमेंट। और जो डायरेक्ट स्टेटमेंट होता है उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं सेंटेंस। ये सिंपल डेफिनेशंस होते हैं। जी सर। एकदम डिफरेंस है, सब में डिफरेंस है सर। एसर्टिव सेंटेंस को आप कितने तरीके से देखते हैं? दो। एसर्टिव सेंटेंस को ही दूसरे खास भाषा में ना अफर्मेटिव कहा जाता है, शायद आपको अगर सुने होंगे तो। अफर्मेटिव और एसर्टिव के 2 टाइप्स होते हैं। जी सर। नहीं, आपको अच्छा लगा भी होगा जानकर। एसर्टिव सेंटेंस 2 फ्रेमवर्क से जुड़े होते हैं, एक होते हैं पॉजिटिव, एक होते हैं नेगेटिव। लेकिन लोग बच्चे को पढ़ाते हैं कि एसर्टिव सेंटेंसेस एक टाइप के होते हैं, सिंपल दैट इज एसर्टिव, और वो होते हैं द फॉर्म ऑफ स्ट्रक्चर। ऐसे मैंने कहा ना कि जब बच्चे को हम लोग 4-5 के स्टैंडर्ड में पढ़ाते हैं कि सेंटेंस कितने प्रकार के होते हैं, तो बच्चे सीखते हैं 4। और वो कौन कौन? असर्टिव, इंटरोगेटिव, इंपेरेटिव और एक्सक्लेमेटरी। अब जब वो क्लास से थोड़े ऊपर चले जाते हैं तो उसको हम लोग पढ़ाते हैं 7 टाइप्स ऑफ सेंटेंसेस। ये 4 के डिवीजन जो हो जाते हैं, यस नो क्वेश्चंस एंड डब्ल्यूएच क्वेश्चंस, उसमें प्लस हो जाते हैं। बस जब 9 और 10 में जाते हैं तो बच्चों को हम लोग पढ़ाते हैं 3 तरह के सेंटेंसेस, सिंपल, कंपाउंड एंड कॉम्प्लेक्स। टाइप वही है, लेकिन एक जो आपने कहा एक स्टेटमेंट का फॉर्म में है और एक डायरेक्ट सेंटेंस के फॉर्म में। तो हम जितने उसके साथ प्रैक्टिकल होते जाते हैं बच्चों के साथ, उतना उसके लिए इंग्लिश आसान होता चला जाता है। हमने बच्चों को सिंपली सिखाया है कि आप क्लास में जाओ, अगर परमिशन लेकर के निकलो तो आपको ना मे या यूज करना चाहिए, कैन या यूज करना चाहिए। आधे बच्चे हमारे कैन में धमका कर चले जाते, फिर भी हम बोलते हैं यस ओके नो कम, कैन आई गो आउट सर? वो तो डायरेक्ट धमकी, भैया आप बोलो ना बोलो मैं तो जाऊंगा बाहर। फिर भी हम बोलते हैं यार वी एक्सेप्ट इट बिकॉज़ दे आर चिल्ड्रन, दे आर लर्निंग। तो हम कैन के जगह में हम उसको ज्यादा बेहतर है प्रैक्टिस में लाएं कुड बोलना, कुड आई गो आउट सर। अब दो को दिमाग में चलेगा यार कुड तो पास्ट टेंस है। हाँ, तो कुड क्यों 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 लाया जाता है उसके यूजेस पर? बिकॉज कुड टेल्स अबाउट द मोर पोलाइटनेस, इट इज मिक्स्ड विद pardon me or excuse me. Suppose I am asking to anyone here, excuse me sir, may I go out? So excuse me plus may is equal to could. So that is very easy for the students to talk, and I think that they will understand it more lovingly. कोई भी भाषा, कोई भी चीज, हम चूंकि आर्ट इंटीग्रेशंस के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं आज की क्लासेस में, so definitely we should understand very or any topic with the easiest method. I have not much more knowledge about the other subjects, but that much I know that English is really easiest and children love it if you go with your deepest knowledge and all to those children. They will definitely love to hear you and all. See today in our school and in most probably in all other students I have seen, suppose you are giving them a letter, how to write a letter. You are going to fold them, simply you are going to fold the children's minds with a simple format. This is format, learn it and write it. Why there is no format? There is no basic format for neither notices, neither letters, nothing else. What is used generally there? Your primary concept, whatever you want to refer to the second person or third person, that ideas you have to put there. But see, they are feeling, sir, yours faithfully किधर लिखूं, left लिखूं या right लिखूं? Sir, thanking you कहाँ लिखूं, एक लाइन छोड़ के आगे? इसका कोई फॉर्मेट ही नहीं है, आप किसी भी तरह से लिख दो कहीं गलत नहीं होगा। ये पूरी दुनिया में कोई गलत नहीं कर सकता, फिर भी हम लोग बच्चे को सिखाते नहीं, लेफ्ट में लिखो थैंकिंग यू, राइट में लिखो फेथफुली। अगर लेफ्ट में लिख दिया फेथफुली तो राइट में लिखो थैंकिंग यू। हम लोग इसको सिखाते। हाँ ये सर, ये सर, हाँ मैं बता रहा हूँ। हाँ ये सब दिया हुआ है सर, आप ये सब दिया हुआ, आप पूरा उस डाटा को फॉलो करके चलिए। मैं डाटा को बगैर फॉलो करके चलता हूँ, गलत नहीं होगा। एक बेसिक फॉर्मेट्स होते हैं, क्यों होते हैं? क्योंकि वो लिखने का अपना अपना आइडियाज होता है सर। फॉर्मेट्स के अनुसार सर को चलना चाहिए सर। अगर मैं समझता हूँ रास्ते में जब आप चल रहे हैं तो जनरली हम लोग को लेफ्ट साइड में चलना चाहिए। अगर हम सावधानी से चलें, देखते हैं कभी कभी राइट में भी गाड़ियाँ आती है, धक्के नहीं खाते हैं, घर ठीक ठाक पहुंच जाते हैं। तो आप राइट में भी चल सकते हैं विथ योर करेक्ट ओपिनियन, योर करेक्ट आइडियाज। अगर आपके दिमाग संतुलित है, संयमित है, तो आप चल सकते हैं राइट में। इंग्लिश यही सिखाता है कि आप किसी भी चीज को अपने आइडियाज के साथ लेकर चलिए, बट उसका कंसेप्ट रॉन्ग नहीं होना चाहिए। आप जब किसी, मैं जनरली एक बात में बोलता हूँ सर, अगर कोई मुझे बोलता है कि यार डोंट टॉक टू मी, एक वर्ड है सिंपल, डोंट टॉक टू मी, और एक बच्चे ने कहा डू नॉट टॉक टू मी, डिफरेंसेस है। एक ने कहा डोंट टॉक टू मी, एक ने कहा डू नॉट टॉक टू मी। डिफरेंसेस हैं हमारे आपकी भाषा में नहीं है, ग्रामर की भाषा में कंप्लीट डिफरेंसेस है। ही इज नॉट अ बॉय और ही इजंट अ बॉय, डिफरेंसेस हैं। पर हम लोग क्या करते हैं, हमको लगता है अच्छा बोलने में लग रहा है, बहुत सारे बच्चों का अपराध में सर ये कॉन्सेप्ट में अच्छा लग रहा था सुनने में सर, इसलिए मैंने बोल दिया। इंग्लिश अच्छा सुनने और बोलने का चीज नहीं है, इंग्लिश करेक्टनेस का चीज है। आप उसको कितनी एक्यूरेसी के साथ मेंटेन कर सकते हैं। डू नॉट और डोंट में डिफरेंस है। डोंट का मतलब होता है नाउ और डू नॉट का मतलब होता है नेवर। इसका मीनिंग जब हेल्पिंग वर्ब किसी नॉट को एक साथ एक्यूमुलेट कर देता है उसका मतलब होता है नाउ, और उसको सेपरेट कर दे उसका मतलब होता है नेवर। लेकिन हमारे बच्चे जानते हैं क्या? नहीं जानते। क्यों? क्योंकि हम उसके साथ यूज नहीं करते, और अगर हम यूज करते हैं तो हमारे बच्चे उसको जानने की कोशिश नहीं की, हमने कभी बताने की कोशिश नहीं। जब मोस्ट प्रोबेबली हम चीजों को इनोवेटिव तरीके से बच्चों के साथ लाए, जैसे मैंने किसी का ना मेरे बच्चे लड़ गए आपस में, डोंट टॉक टू मी। ठीक है भाई बच्चे एक बोले डोंट टॉक टू मी, आधे घंटे बाद मत करो, आधे घंटे बाद करो, डोंट टॉक टू मी। अच्छा डू नॉट टॉक टू मी, बात मत करना, शकल मत दिखाना, मेरे तो पसंद नहीं करता। वर्डिंग्स के डिफरेंसेस हैं। अच्छे हैं बच्चों को हिंदी नहीं पता है, या अच्छा है कि उसका मीनिंग नहीं पता है, नहीं ये लड़ाई लंबी चलेगी। तो कुछ कुछ चीजें हैं हम बच्चों को जितने प्यार से सिखाएं। यस
We generally say that never talk to me.
Yeah.
So that can be also used. Like do not you said, do not means never.
Yeah.
Okay. But generally what we do, we speak don't or do not.
Yes.
And never separately we say.
But actually the thing is that people are in habit to talk the single word, never. They are in habit to talk to this word.
Even we use don't ever speak to me.
That is only.
Isn't it?
That is only not plus ever is called never. You try to join them, not plus ever is called never. I don't ever like you means I never like you.
But is it true?
Yeah, it is definitely
true.
Yeah, you can no, ma'am. Not with the sentence.
It has come within.
No, I was just accumulating the words of grammar.
Just kidding you.
Actually, the environment should be a little bit enjoying so that your stress will come out. Whenever we stand with the words, definitely I am telling you one more thing, teachers. I am just making you happy with this moment, and little bit I am taking you close to the languages. That's why I am in this way. Suppose whenever in English, Hindi, Sanskrit languages we are talking about, suppose there is tense. And now, just before few minutes, we have seen Upasana ma'am discussing the tense. How many kinds of tenses are there? So definitely everyone tells three: present, past, future. Have you seen your future? No, sir. There is अभी नहीं सर, वो कभी नहीं था। फ्यूचर टेंस ग्रामर का कभी हिस्सा ही नहीं था, वो तो मॉडल का पार्ट है। हम जो दिमाग में चलता है हमारा, वो सब का सब मॉडल है, और मॉडल ही हमारा कल है, वही कल हमारा फ्यूचर है। तो हम क्या करते हैं ना, टेंस को फ्यूचर टेंस में ज्वाइन कर लिए। मैं इसको बता रहा हूँ बच्चों को किस तरह से, अगर कभी आपको मौका मिले बच्चों के साथ बताने का, मैं अपने आप सौभाग्यशाली समझूंगा। Shall और will generally comes for the future tense, right? अब बहुत सारे लोग को मन में ये होता है कि यार shall कहाँ लगाना चाहिए, क्या I के साथ shall या we के साथ shall? हम सब इंग्लिश में बहुत अच्छे ज्ञाता हैं, हो सकते हैं हम लोग सब जान रहे हैं कि I के साथ shall लगता है। I क्या है, सिंगुलर है या प्लूरल है? It's not a question, it's just a query. I want to know. I सिंगुलर है या प्लूरल है? I सिंगुलर है? I सिंगुलर नहीं है, I प्लूरल है। इस कॉन्सेप्ट को समझिएगा तो बड़ा अच्छा लगेगा। I प्लूरल है, उसमें सिर्फ सिंगुलर एक ही है, वह ही, सी, इट, और कुछ सिंगुलर नहीं है उसमें। I प्लूरल है, I सिर्फ एक केस में सिंगुलर होते हैं, इसलिए उसको उस जगह पर रखा गया। I सिर्फ और सिर्फ पास्ट टेंस में प्लूरल सिंगुलर होते हैं। I की यूजेस डिफरेंट है। मैं दो तरीके से यूज में आए, when I was past, when I was in my past and when I am in present. अब बहुत सारे लोगों के दिमाग में चला उसका am क्या है? am सिंगुलर है या प्लूरल है? बड़ी अच्छी चीज है कि am क्या है, सिंगुलर या प्लूरल है? am प्लूरल है। am जो है वो प्लूरल है, इसलिए उसको अलग करके रखा गया है। आप लोग सबको याद होगा कि am प्लस नॉट जोड़ते हैं तो क्या होता है? aren't होता है। तो फिर m सिंगुलर कैसे हो गया? फिर अगर m सिंगुलर नहीं हुआ तो I सिंगुलर कैसे हो? तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं, उस चीजों को समझने का कोशिश नहीं करते। हमने जो देखा है वही चीज लोगों के सामने पुट कर देते हैं, जो हमने किताबों में पढ़ा है वही पुट कर देते हैं। बच्चे भी वही सीखते हैं, हम सब बच्चे ही हैं, हम भी सीख रहे हैं, हम सब लोगों को पढ़ा रहे हैं, लेकिन इनोवेटिव तरीके से बताने से चीजों को थोड़ी आनंद अलग आ जाती है, चीजों में बच्चे उसको पसंद करने लगते हैं। हम डेफिनेटली अभी मैडम बता रही थी कि पोएम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं। सपोज वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट अ पोएम, व्हाई नॉट वी आर थिंकिंग फॉर अ वेरी स्मॉलेस्ट पोएम आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। A 10th class 10 has a poem, I think Dust of Snow. All we have gone through. Very easiest topic, very easiest poem. But poem has 3 figures. 3 pictures are there of a poem. One is thematic view, one is critical view, and one is that wording poem. One what the word says, one what its character says, and one what its theme says. And you know CBSE accepts which one? CBSE accepts thematic one. CBSE never asks the questions from the point of words, points of structures and all. They ask from the questions from the themes of the poem. Why? Because the students should with which views they are watching this world, that matters. What is written there, it doesn't matter. And for this is why before a few minutes I think Ruby Betterman said one word, figure of speech. Figure of speech is a part of defining any words in a different ways. उसमें एक वर्ड है बड़ा अच्छा, ऑक्सीमोरोन। कभी कभी आप लोग सब सुने में, there is a word ऑक्सीमोरोन। उसका मतलब होता है ना कि एक व्यक्ति ऐसा कि जो सच भी बोल रहा है, झूठ भी बोल रहा है, तो दोनों एक साथ बोल रहा है, और आप लोग बड़े अच्छे से एक्सेप्ट भी कर लेते हैं उसको। जैसे मैं राइट एग्जांपल, हम लोग बहुत अपने दोस्तों को डोंट वरी यार, आई हैव अ ओपन सीक्रेट फॉर, ओपन भी है और सीक्रेट भी है। जब जो बात दुनिया जान रही है वो सीक्रेट कैसा होगा? तो चीजों को ना अलग अलग तरीके से हम बताएं, चीजें इंटरेस्टिंग हो जाए। जब हम चीजों को समझते हैं, डेफिनेटली ग्रामर बहुत अच्छी चीज है और इतनी इजी तरीके से हम उसको पढ़ा सकते हैं। लोगों ने कहा ना कि इंग्लिश को कम समझिए मत, या बाहरी भाषा है उसको ज्यादा ध्यान मत दीजिए। ये डेफिनेटली है कि हिंदी हमारा बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, जो कि हिंदुस्तान की भाषा है, इतने बड़े लोकतांत्रिक देश की भाषा, उसे सीखना बड़ा अच्छा चीज है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट भी है। But by the way, the reason that comes with English, it's a very easy subject and we all know it. What I will say on the words of my fingers. If you give a countless 30 days, 60 days, you can easily learn English. But for English, who should be the mother? Hindi. सर आपने अनकाउंटेबल कहा, उसको तोड़िए तो थोड़ा। जी सर। या you actually are saying correct thing. मैं आपको इसके लिए फिर एक एग्जांपल बता रहा हूँ, because I have lots of examples. Yeah, I am coming with a perfect answer. Uncountable noun you said, right? It's a simple uncountable number or noun. Is it a noun sir? आपने इनफिनाइट वर्ड का, इसलिए मैं उस क्वेश्चन को थोड़ा उल्टा बताकर बोल रहा हूँ। क्या नंबर नाउन है? नहीं, वो एडजेक्टिव। अब क्या एडजेक्टिव को गिनती कर सकते हैं? मैं कितना सुंदर हूं आप गिनती कर सकते हैं? या हम जो भी, मैं कितना खराब हूँ आप काउंट कर सकते हैं। परसेप्शंस लोगों के अलग अलग है, उधर रोशन सर बहुत अच्छे हैं, रोशन सर बहुत बुरे भी हो सकते हैं, तो मेरी बुराई कितनी है आप काउंट तो कर नहीं सकते। तो नंबर दुनिया में अनकाउंटेबल होता है, क्योंकि वो एक एडजेक्टिव है और हम किसी भी एडजेक्टिव को काउंट नहीं कर सकते। तो आप समझिएगा कि वो चीजें जो काउंट नहीं होती है दैट इज अनकाउंटेबल एंड दैट इज एडजेक्टिव आल्सो। अगर हम एक तरीके से देखें तो दुनिया में नाउन ऐसी है जो बिना काउंट हुए नाउन। Yes, yes. See, abstract noun has a very easy part. One more thing. Beauty. Yeah, yeah. One more word I do have. Where from this abstract word came? आप लोग बहुत चूंकि वर्ड्स के जानकार हैं, तो मैं थोड़ा चीजों के साथ खेल लेता हूँ।
We can only feel.
We can only feel. उसके साथ एक नया नाम जुड़ा हुआ है, जितने भी इंग्लिश के टीचर हैं उनको शायद पता होगा। Abstract noun has another name. What is that? Derivational noun. Abstract noun is called derivational noun. It is why? Because it is derived from one place to another place. आसान हो गया? अच्छा, ड्राइविंग करना और आसान हो गया। बोटी मोड़ से ओरमांझी आ गए, 15 मिनट लगा, 20 मिनट लगा, समझ में आ गया। हाँ यस सर, तो डेराइव वर्ड हो गया। तो जो वर्ड को हम डेराइव कर देंगे वो नाउन बन जाएगा सर। जैसे प्ले, प्ले को आप जितना छेड़ना है छेड़िए, सारे छेड़ने के बाद ये नाउन ही बन जाएगा। प्ले से बना दिए प्लेइंग, हो गया नाउन। प्ले में लगा दिए टू, बन गया नाउन। प्ले में लगा दिए एस, बन गया नाउन। जितना हम किसी भी वर्ड में कुछ भी जहां प्ले से डिस्प्लेस करेंगे बन जाएगा नाउन। ये बड़े आसान चीज है जी सर। A word. Yes. 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 Yeah, your question is really good, but I think you should remember one more thing again. Is it raining? Or it is raining? क्या ये सेंटेंस है? हाँ, क्या ये सेंटेंस है? अब सेंटेंस में ना सर ये थोड़े डीप आपको जाने पड़ेंगे। सेंटेंस में दो तरह के वर्ड्स होते हैं। डेफिनेटली आपने सही बोला।
अब बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं कि वेयर इज सब्जेक्ट, वेयर इज वर्ब,
The children must know one more thing, that the verb, there are two verbs. One already contains subjects and one that had to accept subjects. So all the word that is related to time, they do not have subjects. जो समय से जुड़ा हो उसके पास सब्जेक्ट नहीं होता। तो वर्षा होना हमारे कहने पर तो बारिश होगी नहीं, उस समय से जुड़ा हुआ, इसलिए वहां पे इट आता है। तो वैसे सेंटेंसेस को हम लोग ना एक सिंपल से वैसे ही सेंटेंसेस को हम लोग बोलते हैं टाइमिंग सेंटेंस, जो जुड़े होते हैं टाइम के साथ। जी सर, सेंटेंस है बट अ सेंटेंस विद, जी सर बना सकते हैं, एकदम बना सकते हैं। चलिए, एनीथिंग एल्स आई डोंट थिंक यू विल आस्क मी मोर, सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर गिविंग मी टाइम।
But yes, sir, I believe we should have a different session, art integration in English, by Roshan, sir. So I think that 5 hours will be less than our 10 hours of session, right? Thank you, Roshan. Language does not have any end. Because when we were small, sir, we were taught languages can be learned by a road maker. There is no fixed laws as such. But after sir coming and saying, so it is a lot of things in language also that we can explore, and definitely we'll have a session art integration in English. So a worksheet has been given to you. Please write your names. The names are very important because we have to submit. So please make sure that you write your name on the top.